We eat fleischigs on Yom Tov. Shavuos has an exception. Minig Ashkenaz and some Sfard, not Teiman, they eat milchigs on Shavuos. Why is that? Some have a minig to eat the Seudas cholov, milk, by night, and some by day. And it's totally in the reason why we eat milchigs. The Ramos says that minig to eat milchigs is zecher l'shtei halechem. How? You're not allowed to eat in the same seudo with the same bread, milk, and meat. First, we eat the milchig is chelik of the sudo. We clean the table. We take all the bread that might have touched milchigs. We wash our hands, maimem tzoim, rinse the mouth, kinuach hapeh. Then we bring new bread with fleischigs. That shows a remes of shtei alechem of Shavuos. According to the Ramo, is it by day or by night? Shtei alechem was eaten by day in the times of the Beis Hamikdash. So therefore, says the Das Kedoshim, from the Buchacherov, the Eshel Avrom, the minhag to eat milchigs is by day, not by night. On the other hand, Rav Pinchas Mekoretz, Talmud of the Mazricha Magid, he says an interesting reason for Seudas Chalavi on Yom Tov, only on Shavuos. Because be'emes we have to make a Seudas Siyum for the 49 days of Sfiras Oimer, a big mitzvah that we made 49 times a bracha al Sefiras Oimer. Just like when we finish a Masechta, we make a Siyum. When we finish the mitzvahs of Sfiras Oimer, we should make a Siyum. Sort of Isru Hag. But it's not Niker because anyways we're making a Seudas Yom Tov, by night. If we make it milchigs, the children will ask, why are we making it milchigs? And we tell them, all Yom Tovim we make a Seudas Yom Tov. Shavuos we make a Seudas Siyum Sfira also. Therefore we make it milchigs. Kedei sheyeh niker and sheyishalu hatinoikas. According to this, according to Rav Pinchas Mekoretz, the Seudas milchigs is by night, not by day. Another reason why we eat milchigs on Sivan, Moshe Rabbeinu was born on Zayin Ador. After 3 months, exactly, he was put on the Nilus. Bas Paroi Bisio pulled him out of the water, gave him a name Moshe, Kiminamai Meshisiu. He wanted to give him to drink, but Moshe Rabbeinu refused to drink from the cholov of the Oiv de Avodah Zorah. Peshe osid ledaber in Ashchino, you should not be metamtem the heart, the lev, with macholos asuros. This was on Vov or on Zayin Sivon. Therefore, to remember this, we drink machole cholov. But this has to have a cheshbon. When exactly did Moshe Rabbeinu refuse that milk was in Vov, was in Zayin? The Chofetz Chaim and the Mishnah Berurah brings down a third reason. The Shem Godol Echot. Some say it is B'Shem Rav Mordechai mit Nashchiz, Talmud from the Mazricha Magid also, and the Rebbe of the Choyze Milublin. The Chofetz Chaim brings down in the Mishnah Berurah that there was no time to prepare fleischigs. You have to sharpen the knife, shchito, nikur, take out the fats, melicho, take out the blood, salt in the meat for an hour, obishas adchak, half an hour. Preparing the meat takes long time, and the time was short. After Matan Torah, they only had time to eat ready milchigs. And for that reason, we eat milchigs also. Very nice. But there's a big problem. You are not allowed to milk on Shabbos. It's a Isur mefarek or memachek. That's the kasha of Vayaged Yaakov. And if you want to say that they use the milk from yesterday, there's another problem of cholov treifo. Before we eat meat, we check the behemoth. Make sure it's not a treifo. Treifo enochayo. And whatever comes out from a treifo has a din from a treifo. Why is it that today we drink milk from a behemoth without having to check the behemoth if it's a treif or not? You don't have to check the behemoth and check it and then drink the milk cholov shechuto, a cholov of a gishochtene behemoth. The reason is because after Matan Torah we got a mitzvah of achar rabim lehatois. Most animals are not treifo. Most behemoths are not treifo, especially if they give milk. Therefore, we can drink the milk without bedika. But that's after Matan Torah we have a posuk, achar rabim lehatois. We follow the roiv. 51% of the animals are kosher. We don't have to worry. One of the Rabbonim told me that today that we have MRIs and we can check the animals inside, whether it's a treif or not. Maybe we have to check the animals with the MRI to be able to use the milk. It is possible. So why shouldn't we do it? And I answered to him, it is possible, but it's very expensive. That's called the shas adchak. By the time it's going to be cheap, we'll have every animal checked before we drink the milk. Today we are somech on roif, and we somech on bittul. All the milk get mixed up. So for sure, if there's one behemoth that has a treifa, it's bottle beshishim. But by a goy, we don't say acharabim lehatos. This is a halacha by Yidden. Before Matan Torah, we had a din from a ben Noach. So all the milk that was milk before Shavuos had a problem. If it was a treifa, we don't say bittul beshishim, bittul berov. So how can we drink the milk on Shavuos from the milk that we milked before Shavuos when there was no din of bittul and roif? That's the kasha of Vayaged Yaakov. And the answer is simple. It's not an isur hefzer. The milk is not osur. The ben noach cannot be soymech on the roif. So before he becomes a yid, we don't say roif. Once he becomes a yid, once we became a yid, we have the mitzvah of roif. We can eat something that was milk before it became din of roif. But there's another very disturbing kasha that the Mishnah Berurah himself realized late. And in one of his sporim, he approaches it. The Gemara says, Mesech Shabbos daf peites, Hakol moidin, everybody's moide, shebe Shabbos nitno Torah. The Torah was given on Shabbos. And with Matan Torah, the Mishnah Berurah says, was given all the halachos, kol ha-Torah kulo, hilchos shchito. We learn how to shecht. Everybody got smicha to shecht. How can we shecht on Shabbos? The reason why we used milchiks, not because there was no time, there was an issue to shecht on Shabbos. When the Mishnah Berurah realized this, he wrote in the Kuntras that he found a shita in Chazal that Matan Torah was not on Shabbos. It was Erev Shabbos. That's the shita of Rabbi Elazar ben Azario, the famous one that says Harei Anike ben Shivim Shono. He holds that Matan Torah was not on Shabbos, was Erev Shabbos. Then you can say the tam why we eat milchiks because there was no time. In the new Mishnah Berurah from Leshem, they bring down this Hago of the Chofetz Chaim himself. And so steht in Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer and the Mechilto. Rabbi Eliezer Nazario holds that Erev Shabbos was Matan Torah, not on Shabbos. It's Mirumas in the Gemara. The Gemara says, Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Yom HaShishi vaychulu hashamayim behoretz. Why Yom HaShishi with a Heya Yediyah? The Rebbeinu Shalom Tanai with Maaseh Bereshis. I'm going to create this world, Shomayim and the Oretz, with one Tanai. If Yisrael are going to be mekabel Torah Yom HaShishi, vaychulu hashamayim behoretz, I'll keep the world. I won't destroy it. But if the Yidden would not be mekabel Torah Yom HaShishi, I would redo the world. That's a mamar from Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. And over there the Gemara says means Shishi Besivon. But according to what we just said, Beshem, the Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer and the Mechilto, that the Shitas Rabbi Elazar ben Azario, that the Torah was giving on Shishi Beshabbos, Friday, then we can read the posuk Pshuta Kemashmo, Yom HaShishi, when the Yidden are going to be mekabel the Torah Erev Shabbos, but Chulu Hashamayim behoretz. According to this, the time of eating milchiks on Shavuos is only according to Rabbi Elazar ben Azario and not according to the Chachomim and Rabbi Yossi in the Gemara. That's a little bit of dochuk. Others want to say because till now they were eating nechiro, you just have to kill the behemoth and that's all. You don't have to shecht it. From now on you have to shecht it. I didn't have kelim ready and kosher. Everything was nevelo. You have to kasher all the kelim. You cannot kasher on Yontif. So they had to eat milchiks, cold. That is more difficult. Because the Gemara says, in Chulin, Daf Yud Zayin, there's a big machloikis between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shmuel, if the Yidden were allowed to eat Bosor Nechiro the entire 40 years in Midbar. According to Rabbi Shmuel, by Matan Torah, they stop eating Nechiro. They cannot eat something that was killed. It has to be shecht with a ritual. With the 5 halachos of Moshe Sinai, Chalod Odroso, Sheiyo, Ikur, Hagromo, Chat Shor, Rosh Hashanah. According to Rabbi Akiva, there's no such thing. The Yidden were allowed to eat Bosor Nechiro without Shchita, just with killing the animal, until they came to Eretz Yisrael. And the Gemara says that Rabbi Yirmiyah asked a shaila. If somebody brought to Eretz Yisrael Bosor Nechiro from the Midbar, can he still eat it? Because in the Midbar was muter, now in Eretz Yisrael I have to make Shchita. Is it become possible, lemafreya or not? You see from here that Rabbi Akiva, we pass like Rabbi Akiva, the Rambam passes like Rabbi Akiva, nothing became osur the Yom Tov of Shavuos legabe shchita. You don't have to shecht. You can make nechira. There's no such thing as nevelo in the midbar. Therefore, we have to come to another teretz. The reason why we eat milchs and Shavuos is for a very monumental reason. We know we cannot eat ever min achai. If the part of the animal came off the animal while the animal is still alive, you cannot eat it. Even a goy is not allowed to eat it. Even a Yisrael is not allowed to give it to a goy. Lifnei iber lo siten michshol is one of the Shiva mitzvahs b'nei Noach. And the Gemara in Bechoros, the Vov Med Beis, asks the kasha, why isn't milk a problem of ever min achai? And the Gemara's maskona is because it says in the Torah that Eibishter is going to bring the Yidden to Eretz Yisrael, and Eretz Yisrael has something that no other land has. Zovas cholav u'devash has abundance of milk and honey. What kind of chol are we talking about? Chol of shchuto? That's no abundance. Elo chol of chayo, animal is still alive. And the Torah says there is no problem from ever min achai. You can drink the milk with no problem. The Torah is not meshabech Eretz Yisrael of something that you're not to use. So from here we learn that you're allowed to drink milk from an animal that was not shechted yet. It's not ever min achai. So the Chassam Sofer says, when was this heter of milk that has no longer the isur of ever min achai? On Shavuos. But until Shavuos, it's very possible that we cannot drink milk unless you shech the animal first. It should not be a chashash of ever min achai. From Shavuos on, you don't have to shech anymore. The Torah is matir. It's not considered ever min achai anymore. If that's the case, Shavuos is the yontif that first time in history we are allowed to drink milk. So we have to commemorate. How? By eating milchiks. Now, if you ask, Avraham Avinu gave the Malochim milk, you see that we had milk before Matan Torah. Maybe it was from Nashchuto, not ever min achai. The Or Sameach says a different answer. Maybe Avraham Avinu had a cholof from a ben pekua. What is a ben pekua? You shecht a cow, and you find inside the cow a calf. This calf does not need shchita. And if it grows and it gives milk, there's nothing of ever min achai on a ben pekua. So it's possible that Avraham Avinu used a ben pekua and he gave them a lochem. The Malbim, Rabbi Aryeh Leibush, wants to answer maybe. We know the Gemara says in Meseches Sanhedrin that Rabbi Chia every Erev Shabbos was oisik in Sefer Yetzirah. He didn't have to go buy meat, and he created with Sefer Yetzirah meat, an iglo tilza. It's a laboratory meat. It's not fleishiks. It's not ever min achai. It's not milchiks. And that's what he gave them a lochem.